Go around if it's a problem in niggas' hoods, I get all the information, I put it in the app, and I send it in, and they pay me. Then the other dude, Skip, he tried to clear it up, but you can't clear it up because it's one of them programs. Whether it's whatever, you can't. And like Skip tried to get up there and lie and say, well, they wouldn't know as Munchie B sending in information.
No, sitting here telling y'all right now, if anybody works with me or works for me and they tell, you can't work for me no more.
What it do, y'all? We back with another video. So Skip Townsend, man, responds back to Wack 100, and he has some words for Wack, because y'all know Wack spoke on Munchie B getting arrested, and he explains how Munchie B had bailed out the next day, which is unheard of. So he pretty much blames Skip Townsend's program, the GRID program, for allowing Munchie B to bail out of jail after being caught with 2 guns as an ex-felon. So pretty much, you know, Skip Townsend responds back to Wack 100 and his narrative about that. He checks Wack. He also explains how he got on the phone with Wack and it went left, and he hung up the phone after he was done because he just couldn't, you know, handle Wack on the phone. But this is what Skip Townsend said, y'all.
Before session with Wack 100, just one in my whole life. And I listened to him talk, and when he was done, I said, all right, I'm gonna get off the phone. And he said, all right. And that was it. That was the conversation we had. It didn't go no further, man. I can't invest my time and energy in conversations where people want me to listen to them, but they don't want to listen to me. I don't do no arguing, no fussing, no fighting. In the story, we talked on the phone for about 5 minutes. Let me change that. We ain't talked on the phone for 5 minutes. He talked on the phone for 5 minutes. And when he was done, I said, all right, I'm gonna get off the phone. And he said, all right, one. And he was off the phone. And I said it before that I don't feel like talking to somebody who don't want to listen to me. So if I'm gonna talk to somebody, it should be you hear me, I hear you. I don't do no arguing, no fussing. You ain't gonna get me to get my blood pressure up, man. I want to live to be 100. So I don't do that. Back and forth, do no arguing. People always call me, tell me, yeah, did you hear what Wack said? Wack said this, Wack said that. I just want to get this clear right now. Wack is a professional arguer. He argues. That's what he does for a living. So ain't no way I'm gonna get on the internet and argue with Wack. So he said something about my teeth. He said last year, somewhere, year and a half, he said I was a buster. He can have that. I've only had one real conversation with Wack, and it ended up where he told me how much time he did in prison. But we wasn't talking about that, and how many riots he been in. So I don't ever want to argue back and forth with Wack. So y'all don't call me about that. However, I got a call about pathetic justice. Steal cars. They don't answer to the dudes who go to the clubs and fight. I could retire and go to that leader and say, where's my cash? Where's my retirement money? Where's my gold watch? It don't work like that. There's no leader. There's some dudes who steal cars. They don't have to answer to nobody. So when y'all listen to people who really not from that life, cut from that cloth, you'll get the wrong information. And when you get the wrong information, you start biting on it, then that false reality, that false narrative becomes reality. Nobody gonna shoot up the ambulance, man. This is just pure nonsense. So I don't do these videos to go back and forth with people, and I don't want to argue with. Like, is a professional arguer. He argues. That's what he does for a living. So I'm not here to argue with him. I'm just here to set it straight that the mayor's office pays individuals to hold themselves and the individuals accountable. So when there's a shooting, we can't do nothing about it. So the police go and try to investigate and see who did it, what kind of gun they had. What people like myself do is say, how can we stop the next one? So that's why we follow the family. That's why we're looking for the little brothers, the cousins, the nephews, the uncles, because they're going to be mad and they're going to want to go hurt somebody just based on what they believe, not the facts. So we do rumor control. We shut down the rumors, stuff of that nature, man, and it's worth it. Why shouldn't we be the ones? Police can't stop it. I'm going to tell you right now that just Friday, one of the guys that worked with me caught about 15 young Inglewood Thressays on their way up to Morningside High School. He got him on 102nd. The street is 104th. He was able to get him, and shit, we all went over there, and they just wanted to fade with one person. They said this one dude want to fade. So that's the type of stuff we do where the police wouldn't understand that. So we able to call the dude and say, man, you done created a problem. You created an issue. And it's not going to be today, but eventually you're going to have to fight that one dude to make it so ain't nobody dead or in jail. I don't want them dudes to be dead. I don't want the other dude to be dead. So if y'all don't understand that, that's what intervention is making sure nobody's dead or in jail. So all that, the people, grid, ain't no way you could work and not tell and all that, or whatever Flacco said and whatever was said before. That's it, man. I just wanted to address work for me no more. You just telling y'all right now, if anybody works with me or works for me and they tell, you can't work for me no more. You just can't do it. So that's it, man. I just wanted to address the dude. I don't know where he's from, so I can't fault him. He might be from money or letting people shoot up an ambulance. I don't know where none of that came from. I don't know nothing about it. It looked to me like he did it about 2 weeks ago. He put this up 2 weeks ago, so I'm just now finding out about it. But he's using the things that I said about Grid, and I was saying those things about Grid because of what all the negative impact. But let me just say this too. At this moment right now, I have never received a Grid contract. At this moment right now, as I post this today, I have never received Grid money. Now, will I? Maybe in the next 2-3 months. I don't know. But as of right now, I don't have it. And I'm not backing up the Grid program because I'm getting paid by it. I'm backing it up because I was there when it started. I was at the table. And when it started, it was already understood that no information on anybody will ever go to the police department. And
history, we got all this history. This fool got a gang of I said, bro, there's nothing wrong with a bail. You get a bail for a murder. Now, with something a little different is this dude getting ORs. And then I had the exposers go like dig into his history. We got all his history. This fool got a gang of ORs.
Wait, who?
The peanut butter man.
Oh, so wait, and then OR is what?
On recognizance.
Okay.
That's like if you went to jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say, leader called the police on you, right? Mm-hmm. You went. They're going to give you an OR. You ain't got no criminal history. It ain't no serious violence or none of that shit. A motherfucker with priors, ex-con, known gang member, gang files, with prior guns and all this shit, and you been to prison, this nigga got about 4-5 ORs. You're going to get a bail. Like, you're going to have to bond out. An OR, just a signature, and you out. No money up, no nothing. So
what's your big idea? What's the reason why he's been given this favorable treatment?
I think it's the Grid shit he does.
Okay. Not
or whatever that thing he said he does.
They're not just taking it easy on him because he's blind?
No, hell no. They got a medical unit. They don't give you know how many motherfuckers just rolling around on the yard and walking with sticks. This motherfuckers in there with one legs, one arms, eye gone.
I don't think I've ever asked Munchie about these allegations that he's in some way involved with the Grid program. I assume he's probably talked about it on this other podcast a bunch.
He got on the phone with 600. It might have been me or 600. Might have been 600. And he said, yeah, I get paid to be familiar with families. And he says, I'll go around if it's a problem in niggas' hoods. I get all the information. I put it in the app and I send it in and they pay me. That's what he said. And then the other dude, Skipp, he tried to clear it up, but you can't clear it up because it's one of them programs. It's nobody that lives a street life that should be recording or sending in any information to any app about anything to any type of government, anything, whether it's the mayor, whether it's the police, whether it's whatever. You can't, and like Skipp tried to get up there and lie and say, well, they wouldn't know as much Munchie B sending in information. Now here goes.
All right, y'all. So let me know what y'all think, man, about Skipp checking Wack 100 about the Grid program. Because, you know, Wack called out Skipp, said he's a liar, you know, and pretty much called his name out. So Skipp's just pretty much responding back to Wack 100's lies about the Grid program. And Skipp clearly says, you know, if you tell, you was not going to work for me. You can't work for the Grid program for second call if you snitch. So he lets it be known, no rats is allowed to work with Skip Townsend, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. Peace, y'all.